Hello everybody and welcome back to SpeedForce Racing. My name is JB and I'll be taking you through tonight's proceedings. But before we do anything else, let's take a look at the Drivers' Championship, because by 15 points he's leading. It's C. Pasley in P1, 2 race wins under his belt now. His championship heating up from Blazen K in P2. Ryan Van Doom is in P3, Primary Rex is in P4, Alison Southern is in P5, Gabriel Things is in P6, Dr. Special Energy is in P7, Laser Lord is in P8, Alco is in P9, Luke Beck is in P10. After the top 10 is GA in P11, Pro Oliver in P12, Chain Game Wow is in P13, Hegloof is in P14, Psycho Mitch is in P15, then they come the Ferraris, Meaty Soldier in P16, in P17 is Racing Polish, P18 is JB Ogan, P19 is Sigurd, and P20 is Oima. Here are the Constructors' Championships, and that is all still yellow from Renault in P1, ahead of Mercedes in P2. Alfa Romeo is in P3, and Rocket Williams, just Williams in this one, is in P4. Toro Rosso is in P5, and Racing Point is in P6. Haas is in P7, Ferrari in P8, McLaren in P9, and Red Bull struggling again, but still with only a 12-point deficit to McLaren in P10. But we have started the stream on a rather somber note. But before we talk about that somber note, we're going to have an introduction to who I have in the commentary booth with me. As always, is my little Dutch friend. It is Twan. How are you doing, my friend?
I'm good as always. A bit sad because of all the news and stuff. But
yes, if you're not aware of what news we're reporting, that is of the death of Niki Lauda, F1's very own best. Damage setting is wrong.
Damage setting is wrong.
Yeah,
okay.
I've just seen damage settings on simulator. Yeah, okay, we just got the report, so I do apologise. You just ruined my flow there. Yeah, do you mind just changing that for me, Twan? Oh, thank you, dear. Okay, so back onto the somber note. Yes, the report was at 3 AM. I was actually awake when it came. 3 AM. Do me a favour, mate. Can you ready up as well? Spectators, there we go. To make sure, after last week, I was awake when it happened, that at 3 AM UK time last night, Niki Lauda was announced dead, which is really unfortunate. We've actually got a little bit of facts about Niki between the two of us that we want to talk about, because everyone loved Niki. Niki was great, wasn't he, Twan?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a bit too young to really have seen him race myself, but even for the people who have been born after he was retired, you can even today see how much he's done for the sport.
Definitely. Well, Niki Lauda's first win came in 1974 at the Spanish Grand Prix, so it's kind of a mention that we're having here at SFR's Spanish Grand Prix week, that we're talking about Niki and his obviously his first win was in 1974, his first championship with Ferrari in 1975, and 1976 was obviously the year of his injury. Which then obviously, Twan, how many points did he come back to fight for? He lost the championship by, what was it, 1 point, you told me?
Yeah, 1 point. After being away, what was it, 1 month?
He was away for quite a while from the sport, and he has come up to braking system on. Well, to be honest, if drivers are using braking systems, they shouldn't really be in a league. But yeah, so Niki, can you do me a favour and turn braking system off for me?
Alright.
I do apologise, I was a little bit late, so I didn't get a chance to make sure that everything was sorted.
Wait, braking, what did you say?
Braking assist, mate, and can you just make sure pit lane is fine?
It is off.
Is it off?
Yeah.
Because I can turn it on.
Braking assist
should be restricted. There you go. This is a brief look into what I drive with.
So, braking assist is off and anti-lock brakes is on.
Anti-lock's on, but braking assist has to be restricted.
Yeah, it's off.
Okay, well, it should be fine then.
Yeah.
Anyway.
It says here off, so.
Off that, back to Niki. Yeah, 1976, he had that injury. He came back to fight back and lost the championship to James Hunt by 1 point, which was in itself remarkable, seeing the man had a skin graft on his face, which obviously one stopped him from perspiring to sweat, which was brilliant for a racing driver. Obviously, sweat getting in his eyes, you don't want that to happen. But yeah, so isn't the most interesting fact about Nicky, and I only just told Twan this, and I've got to read this because I love reading this little anecdote that I got from Autosport. Don't no plug there if you want to sponsor SFR, please do. Nicky won his third championship because he did win 3 championships with McLaren. Statistically, by the smallest margin in the championship history, he won it by just half a point. Now, I don't know the full details of that, but half a point's mad, isn't it, Twan?
Yeah, as you said, it's closest in history. I mean, it's not even possible from daily standings, so I know the standings were different and the point scoring system was different.
I believe it was down to what we would always perceive as a half-distance race cut-off, where the drivers, obviously, half-distance race, they couldn't do any more, so they awarded half points rather than full points.
Okay, yeah, I get that.
But yes, so we're gonna be slightly having our friend Nicky Lauda in the back of our minds, a 70-year-old gentleman who really didn't act like a 70-year-old gentleman. He acted like a 15-year-old boy whenever he could. He'll have him in the back of our mind as we're sitting here on the SFR Twitter. Obviously, we all salute him and we love Nicky. But now we look forward to the Spanish Grand Prix, and this could be where Gp3 takes it into a full triple, a hat-trick of wins in a row. How amazing could that be for the Irishman?
I mean, of course, winning is always perfect. I mean, there's nothing better than that. So, I mean, everyone would love to win, right?
Most definitely. But here are the drivers we have inside. We have Alston Senegal, AG30, Portuguese driver, I believe, that we're testing tonight. Primary Rex returning from 1 week away. Sykomic, Laser Lord, Alco, Gp3 Championship leader, gaining things with a qualifying ban. Go into that in a minute. Chain Gang Wow, JB Ogan, Smelly Badger, Pro Oliver, Dr. Speciality, T. Jonas, and Hegloof, both now running steering wheels. So T. Jonas come out here to test his pace out with the young guns in GP3. GA, Blaz MK, Meaty Soldier, and Ryan Van Doom. Note there that we are missing, I believe we're missing, Racing Podge, who unfortunately didn't make it. Dry says Alston Senegal. Racing Podge, though, okay, so on the subject of why Gaming Things has a qualifying ban, that was shown by 2 incidents that we saw as T. Jonas comes on the track. Obviously, the Season 3 GP2 champion has rolled onto line, running a black helmet tonight in remembrance of Nicky Lauda. Many drivers will be doing that, I believe. I don't know, it's not optional. Well, it is optional, sorry. Drivers will be running it if they want it. But Gaming Things last race made contact at the start of the race, causing the incident between Blaz MK and his own teammate Chengo Wow at turn 1, causing them all to suffer throughout the race. And then he made a mistake on reversing and ended up hitting Racing Podge, causing Racing Podge to retire from the Grand Prix. That has resulted into a qualifying ban from the stewards to Gaming Things, and he accepted that rather graciously. So he will be able to go out for 1 lap, and that is the same as an in lap. He will go out, make sure the car's all up to how he wants it, then pull into pit lane and retire. He only gets 1 of those shots, and there we go. But that does oh, hello, Certi, how are you? But that does impact on a driver's mentality, doesn't it, Twan, when they've been given this punishment for the previous race, and then they've got to come to this race and they've got to make sure that they know what they're doing prior to it. And it does impact a lot if that driver hasn't done much practice, and they're going to use qualifying as their practice session.
Yeah, I mean, a disqualification ban is always it's never good to have, because you come into the race week and you know that you probably won't get a lot of points, so you start off really defensively or really aggressively, and you really have to take that into consideration and just watch out that you don't make any dumb mistakes, and you are really calculated coming from the back of the grid. And I think Gaming Things is pretty quick as well, so he will probably be quicker than the people around him at the start.
It will be interesting to see what can happen. Obviously, that comes to the race, and we'll handle that in a bit. Because on board with TJ now, obviously, normally see him in GP2, but he's here to test out his speed on the steering wheel. He's only just got it. He's not as confident with the steering wheel as he could be, so he's testing out here if there was a place, and he has been given it. So whatever result he gets here will go obviously to the team, not to himself. And let's see what the GP2, the reigning GP2 champion, can get up to here in GP3. Speaking of steering wheels, Twan, have you got yours fixed?
It's still on its way back. I was talking to my dad. He has control of it, and he said that it probably will get back tomorrow or the day after that.
So a very tight area for practice for Twan if he wants to race in GP2. That will happen tomorrow. Obviously, talks to that. But T. Jonas has gone fastest with a 1:19.6, and Baz MK, the P2 man, I do apologise, Laser Lord taking the pole position now by a 1:19.0. Look at that, 6 tenths faster than the reigning GP2 champion on the medium compound of tyres. That's mad, isn't it?
That's pretty good, yeah. But you
and Ryan
said,
Van Doon, look at that. He's actually on the medium compound of tyres and he has beaten him. Let's see what Alco, his teammate for tonight, can do. Crossing the line, P5. So, this is Steve He's just starting a lap now. We can ignore him for a bit. Here's Cersei. What can the new driver get up to? Obviously, debut tonight. Crossing the line is a 1:20.8. This is the Spanish Grand Prix, a track which hasn't always produced the best racing in Formula 1, but by God, is it historic. We'll see what it can do. Obviously, we're going to be running this track for 2 more seasons, but in 2020 we will say goodbye to Barcelona, Catalonia, and we'll be heading off to Zandvoort. And being Dutch yourself, Twan, how does that feel?
I mean, I still have to travel a bit to get there, but I will probably attend that race. But at the same time, I mean, Circuit de Catalunya is the only track I've been to, and it was in 2016, so a big day for the Dutch Empire, I would say.
Emil has just joined us. I'm trying to work out what car Emil's going to be in. I think, he'll be in a Racing Point, but he'll also be starting on a stock setup, so he'll be starting on the balance setup. So that will really impact him on the race. That also means that Game of Things will not be qualifying last unless a driver crashes. Alco just finishing that now. Yeah, this track, I've never been one for this track purely because I don't like the heat and I'm quite a wuss when it comes to the heat. I prefer the coldness, that's why I love Silverstone. But also I'm biased, so it is my favourite track and I'm secretly a Silverstone employee. Jay Bioga now with dirty tyres on his Williams. He seems to have made a mistake to the black helmet clad driver. But yes, as I said, I am biased when it comes to Silverstone. All I like is Silverstone. All I do, I don't shut up about I like Silverstone. Everyone knows that.
Yeah. What do you like about it? Is it the flow or?
It's just a brilliant track. It flows beautifully. It acts. It's lovely. But we'll talk about Silverstone later on in the season. Obviously, that's coming up. I believe that's the penultimate round of the season as well. Baz MK now going fastest on the medium compound tyres, a 1:18.7 for the Williams. Private Rex bailing into pit lane, done 1 lap. Now he's into the pits to try and work out what's wrong with his car. Here's Pro Oliver. Obviously, this is a track we came to in pre-season testing, and it was quite an enthralling race where we watched it, wasn't it? A few comments that have been made in the since last week's race in Canada. Drivers returning to calling SpeedForce Racing SpeedForce Raining, which is not going to be a lie, to be honest. It has been quite wet recently, hasn't it?
Yeah, I like it, to be honest, because, I mean, dry starts and then wet finishes. I mean, that's the perfect combination from my perspective, at least, as a watcher.
Well, it has been nice and wet. But tonight we have it completely dry. That's actually done by the game as well. We haven't fixed it, which is brilliant, because we were discussing, the admins were thinking, with the race directors sat down thinking, ooh, shall we just set it on dry to give them a break? And we thought, nah, we'll set it on dynamic, see if they want it. DRS is stuck. Says Pro Rex, a radio opening saying to his team, saying his DRS is stuck open and Emil has left the session. Hopefully Emil does understand that if he wants to keep racing, he has to stay in the session. Sector 2, yellow flags. Pro Oliver goes up to Sector 1 yellow flags now. This track is difficult. I find it, again, this is another low grip surface on this this track, especially on board with Dot Special Energy now. Coming up to this little section here, it's much like Australia. You take too much curve on the inside, you're going to get battered around and spun around. That's very difficult to control, isn't it, Twan?
Yeah, which corner did you say?
Just before the long right-hander heading towards the final couple of chicanes. I'll run through it with you on a lap in a minute. I don't especially
the long right-hander. Yeah. Turn 3.
No, I'm thinking at the end of a lap.
At the end of the lap, yeah, that's
Yeah.
1, 2. Yeah, it's really hard to get that one right. I'm personally struggling a lot with it.
This track's very difficult. So with 8 minutes left to go qualifying, we have on board with Psychomich now. I've crashed at this corner where Psychomich driving through there. I've crashed quite heavily. I actually crashed out from the lead of a league race there, which was very embarrassing. But Psychomich now coming towards the threads and needle section, heading towards the right-hander. He's got it nicely. Well, he hasn't really. He has a big rear-end moment, but he managed to catch it as the Haas trundles round, trying to catch it. The 22 machine coming towards the final couple of chicanes, catching it right. One side, then the next. Oh, he's made a little bit of a mistake. Turning a little bit too early, and he's going to come powering around to finally finishing up DRS opening on the Haas, and it's P14 for the Haas. Robin,
so you know
chain
the you see the second corner after the back straight, right? DRS straight.
Yes.
I hate that one.
Yeah. Very
the
difficult.
left-hander. If you get caught with your left wheel on the back side of the curb, you just spin out. You have no chance.
You do. Steve Hasley on a green lap now, coming around the final corner. DRS opening on the Irishman's car, and he goes P4, 3 tenths faster on the medium tyres. He's definitely come here to win tonight, hasn't he?
Yeah.
You have a question
Really
in chat,
good lap. And medium as well. What did you say?
You have a question in the chat. Would you like me to read it to you?
Alright. I'll check it out.
Obviously, this is from Chain Game. He said that his DRS was stuck open midway through his lap, which he's now had repaired as he went into the pits.
Is this... Oh, shit.
Pardon my French. Pardon your French there. Apologies for the poor language. We're terrible with the language, aren't we, recently? We really are bad.
should I
I mean, last time I checked, you lived in Norway.
Yeah, should I answer in Dutch or in English?
I think you can say you can say, oh, Private Rex, big moment there. You can say the town name in English.
In English, it isn't a town. I live in the middle of the forest, so
that'll do.
Well,
do you live in a tree as well?
So for you, saying that I live in the middle of the forest would probably mean I don't live in the Netherlands.
As I round! Sorry to interrupt you, mate. He's round at turn 2. I just saw the yellow flags, and he sat there by the Fly Emirates board at the Marshall post, trying to wait for a gap to get his Renault turned around. That Renault's front wing looking very, very worn. I guess he'll have to come in for a new one.
Yeah, he'll be having a hard time now because he will only have one try. So, to answer the question, I live in Norway. But
yeah,
I come
that entire country is just a forest. We all know that.
Yeah,
but
I'm born in Venlo.
Yeah, a little bit more lessons there from our Dutch commentator. Yeah, it is full now. So the settings have all changed. That's just because I got in a little bit late and I was too busy listening to the Avengers soundtrack rather than actually listening to Twan, because I'm a bad friend.
Yeah.
Soldier.
Gave me things asked about
Ryan Van Doom. Sorry to interrupt you, mate. Ryan Van Doom has gone fastest. Oh, he's won 18.4 on the soft tyres. He's come to play away. He wants to get a win tonight. I don't know if he has a win. No, he does have a win tonight. He does have a win in SFR, but he hasn't had one for a while now.
I was gonna answer the same question you answered like 5 seconds earlier, so
It's alright. We often do that. We're terrible. We really do mention the same things. That's our questions.
Yeah.
We always answer questions here at SFR. We do our best to answer the questions in the chat. What we love. I love doing this on YouTube purely because we like to interact with the people we talk to as well. We like to interact with what the people are. That's why I say if the driver puts something in the chat, it's like a radio message for me. It's a little bit of a mention for the radio messengers. Normally, excuse me, it's a nice quote from Charles Leclerc of that I'm so stupid. But here we go, Smelly Badger, GP2 driver. So a couple of GP2 drivers in here tonight, T. Jonas and Smelly Badger. He's come to play as well. He's currently in a line trying to get a gap through his teammate, Meter Soldier. This coming towards the end of qualifying, isn't it? Gaming Things believing that if he didn't have a penalty, he would be in a shout for pole. To be honest, I think everyone in GP3 is in a shout for pole. They're always so competitive in this league, aren't they, Twan?
Yeah, I mean, all the tires of SFR is really competitive, so I like it. It's really nice to see that everyone has someone to race with.
Not me, though.
I should say.
I don't get a race against anyone.
True.
Yeah, it's I only get to race with my mouth when I'm racing to talk about cars, but you know,
it's a racing guy against time for you.
Yeah, I'm gonna get all of these words out in under 30 seconds, then take a breath, and then take a drink of water, which incidentally I don't actually have any tonight, so I'm gonna have to go completely cold turkey. If I start sounding like a prepubescent boy, then do excuse me. So
you're gonna sound like me in a while.
Let's run through our grid right now. Ryan Van Doom is in provisional pole position ahead of Blazin K in P2. Smelly Badger is in P3, Laser Lord is in P4, Cpassi is in P5, Alco is in P6, Chain Game Woo, is in P7. T. Jonas is in P8 on the steering wheel. Pro Rex is in P9 and Pro Oliver, this man is in P10, though is he going to be in P10 for much longer. Crossing the line, he goes to P3, yes, an astonishing lap from Pro Oliver in the Red Bull. The track really rubbering in. He's had the pace, he's had a podium this season. And in the last few races, he's sort of had trouble. And now look at him, back up in form, trying to show off what he can do at this Spanish Grand Prix track.
Yeah, that's really good of him. To get right back up there.
So here's Hegloof. Obviously Hegloof and T. Jonas, both brothers. So we're going to make jokes about that. Hegloof, whoa, wide, managed to caught the car. Smelly Badger retiring, centre 3. We're going to run towards Cedars now, I believe. On Hegloof's camera, but Hegloof, his brother T. Jonas in P10. We'll see what those two can do. That's going to be the greatest battle if they ever get battling, the two brothers battling. Here's Michael and Rolf Schumacher here, but both of them now on steering wheels. Blazin K throwing his hat into the ring and going 3 tenths faster, going to pole position. Right now, Cpassi going to P3. This is not done. Who's going to get pole position? Who knows right now? Hegloof crossing the line. It's a 1:21.6. It's not faster than his previous time. Everyone's pushing hard now with the last 1 minute of the lap of the race left. I don't think Alsan is going to get a lap in, though he's just left the pits. So we've got to keep an eye out on who's going to be the last driver across the line. It's going to be a close. We've got 1 minute remaining. Alsan's only coming through turn 2. Same with 30. I don't believe these two are going to get laps in. They have Hegloof in front of them, who is not on a lap. I think his qualifying's done as well. Let's see where Psychomich is. He's hailing into pit lane. That's his qualifying over. Alco has just started his lap. Twan, who are you looking at?
I'm looking at the chat right now, actually.
With the abusive chat, that's all started. Prime Rex charging down, 30 seconds left of the session as we're bailing into it. Prime Rex is coming up towards his teammate who's on an in lap. Ryan Van Doom into pit lane. Cpassi into pit lane. T. Jonas has made it into P4 on the super soft tyres. Look at him on the start right now. But the qualifying session still isn't over. He has retired. Right now, it's still Blazin K in P1. And I very much doubt we'll see any changes. What can Prime Rex get up to in his Toro Rosso, charging down to try and battle his way up the field? Currently in P13, crossing the line, and he goes P3! Qualifying is over. I do apologise. Alsan and Serti both getting laps in. This is going to be phenomenal to see what they can do. JB Ogun retiring in P10. Ryan Van Doom is in P3. Blazon, Chain Gang Wow! Chain Gang Wow has taken provisional pole position. Is that it? A 1:17.5. What an amazing time for the Mercedes man. Private Rex is not on a lap time now. Alco is on a lap. He makes it a P9. What can Cersei do?
I'll take a look at Alson and in the meanwhile. He hasn't set the lap time yet.
No, nor has Cersei. Well, Cersei has set a lap time, I do apologise. Cersei has made a bit of a mistake there. Whoa, big mistake there. Yeah, chat is getting rather spicy now. Blood Times joining into the chat. The Scotsman coming in. It looks to be, to me, that Chain Gang Wow has taken his first pole position here at SFR GP3. Cersei on the view. Is he going to get close? No. Provisional pole position is gone. Outstanders into pit lane. So that means the Mercedes of Chain Gang Wow, they've bookended the fields. One in P19, one in P20. Mercedes in P1 with Chain Gang Wow, the Dutchman, in P1 for the first time in SFR. The 58 car is going to have an award on his side. That's an amazing lap time, isn't it? A 1:17.5 on the soft tyres.
Yeah, that's amazing. I mean, I don't really think I'd do better. At least now I'm out to practice. At least I don't know what my time is normally.
To be fair, I don't know what I'm doing anyway. I'm terrible with this.
Just to say, he is, what is it, 0.6 of a second quicker than second place.
We will have a check in a second. So there he is, taking first place for the first time ever. Got a while, yes. Oh yeah, Britain is the penultimate round of the season. Timed that well, didn't I? So, 5 tenths, taking pole position for 5 tenths is Chain Gang Wow ahead of Blazon K in P2. Ryan Van Doom is in P3, Primary Rex is in P4, C Passy is in P5, T Jonas is in P6, Oliver is in P7, Smelly Bash is in P8, Alco is in P9, Laserlord is in P10, outside the top 10, and for free tyre choices, JB Ogan in P11, Stock Special Energy in P12, GA in P13, Psychomist in P14, Meat Soldier in P15, Hegloof in P16, 30 in P17, Alsan in P18, Gaming Things, who did not set a qualifying lap time, is in P19. P20 should be a meal. That was great. I'm so proud of myself for doing that much. That was very quick as well. Did that actually make any sense to you, Twan? Oh, he's running up the stairs now.
Oh, sorry.
Maybe Red Bull just built a bad car, Daniel. It's not the same spec car. There are some minor differences with the GP2 cars. Rex happy with his P2, P4 even. This is going to be an enthralling race. I'm really excited to see what this race can bring. Obviously, this is the longest, I don't know if you know this, Twan, but this is the longest run from pole position to turn 1 here in Spain. So it's the longest position on the entire calendar.
Is it?
Yeah, from pole to it. It's not the longest run in total on the straight to from the final corner to turn 1. Yeah. But it's because that goes to Baku, obviously, because that's mad. That's just that. Well, to be fair, Vietnam might cheat that. Can you imagine Vietnam? But from pole position, from what we're going to see Chain Game do, this is the longest run. I think it's 250 meters.
Oh, that's pretty long.
Chain Game's already.
I'm just gonna try to find my charger real quick so I can watching your POV.
That's alright. Chain Game Wow is in P1. We'll run through the grid once more, and this time having a look at the helmets as well. Chain Gang Wow is in P1 ahead of Blazon K in P2. Ryan Van Doom is in P3. Private Rex is in P4. Soy Pazzi is in P5. T Jones is in P6 with GP3 champion. A GP2 champion is looking to score points tonight in GP3. Pro Oliver is in P7, Smelly Badger is in P8, Alco is in P9, Laserlord is in P10. Blazon K has a moment there under the formation lap, sorry. Outside of the top 10, and free tyre choice is JB Ogan in P11, Dr. Special Energy in P12, GA in P13, Psychomit in P14, Meaty Soldier is in P15, Hegloof is in P16, Certi is in P17, Alston is in P18, Gaming Things in P19, and Meal with a stock setup is in P20, and he's going for it on the formation lap.
There you go.
Oh, there's been a mistake in the background.
Oh!
Excuse me. It's
What was
for
that?
Oliver. He just got it a little bit wrong. It's better done it on the formation now. There's no damage, but his tyres will be a little bit dirty. Oh, they're going to be very dirty now on the grid. He's going to be struggling off the start for grip. So Chain Gang Wow, who actually made a mistake himself, has dropped down a little bit in the formation after he'll be able to resume his grid shot. The grid slot, sorry, not shot. Now we're heading towards the start. Who are you looking at, my dear friend?
I'll be looking at GA.
GA in P13 getting a little bit shy from the Twang Cam. That's the new joke. The Twang Cam was on the Scotsman in P13 in the pink car. And now JB is going to be having a look at this. I'm going to be having a look at the start. As always, here we are on board with Chain Game as we head towards 5 red lights here in Spain. SpeedForce Racing's round 10 in the Gp3 calendar is about to become underway. We go to 5 red lights here in Spain. The lights are out and the drivers are away. It's a slow hold. Long hold. Where are the lights? The lights are out and they're away now. It's a good deployment from Chain Game. It's a better start in the background.
Oh,
Oliver struggling.
Going to the grass.
And now Ryan Van Doom on the inside, on the outside, trying to get past the Williams, and then the McLaren way down in the background. It's Alco. He's gone very deep. He's having to take the escape road as the McLaren. And now Sam dropping a P12, P20. Emil Headroof is in a mistake. He's in the wall at turn 2. Now the driver's charging through up towards sector 2 for the first time. There is a charging McLaren. T. Jonas always going for start. He's into P3. Showing why he's a champion in SFR. But he's not done yet.
Oh, Laserlord losing a bit of the front wing.
Laserlord in P9 struggling. And T. John has been run out wide by Ryan Van Doom. Our favourite supervillain, showing why I call him that. And he's trying to battle now with C. Pasley and the driver ahead of him, Pro Rex passing him. Oh, it's someone not there in the background. It seems to be a Ferrari. It looked to be Meaty Soldier. I've gone loud already. This is fantastic. 33 laps of racing. We're on lap 1 already. Drivers pushing as hard as they absolutely can do. And Chain Gang, wow, getting a dream start at SFR, going to P1 already. TJ dropping down another position. He should be fast off the start on the super soft tyres, hunting down positions sooner rather than later. Twan, what are you looking at?
I'm looking at train forming. I'm looking at everyone from like P9 to P15 or so.
Here comes C. Jonas down the inside on C. Pasley, championship leader versus GP2 driver. On board with C. Pasley, he goes down the inside. C. Jonas cannot argue. He cannot argue with the McLaren on the stickier compound. Twan, what's happening around you?
I'm looking at C. Pasley right behind T. Johnny's at the moment, and
Laserlord down the inside of JB Ogun. Sorry to interrupt you, mate. Laserlord turning for an attack on JB Ogun, and he's given up the position. Luke Williams struggling to attack the Alfa Romeo. This track can either be, it's very Marmite, it can be all really boring or absolutely mental, and tonight, SFR has already shown it's absolutely mental, gaming things with a qualifying ban, struggling, obviously off the line. He's already into P14, trying to get past GA. And Headgroup in pit lane, I think he's stuck. No, he is actually out of pit lane now, so a long stop there, as JB Ogun passed by Alco once more. We just can't get a word in, can you, Twan?
No problem. I'm just looking at all the action. I wouldn't be.
This is where my brain that goes about 4 million miles an hour. My brain's actually faster than a Grand Prix car, trying to work out what's happening right now. Blazon K, the fastest man on track, and C. Pasley has a big mistake there as he tries to attack C. Jonas. DRS has not been enabled here on lap 3, and we go to madness. And Blazon K is going to look to pass for P1. He wants to make it soon.
Oh, Dr. Special Energy now. Not. Oh, he backed out, but it was right alongside J. Bogan. And now Laserlord and Alco trying to fight for position into turn 3 and 4.
This is
So
obviously where we saw the
Laserlord and
Mercedes
Alco
make
doing a really
contact
good
in
job.
2016. And yes, Alco doing a brilliant job there as he defends from Laserlord. But Laserlord, as you said at the start, has damage on his nose, so he's going to be struggling throughout these little corners here.
Yeah, I mean, really good job of them both to not spin out or something in turn 3, which is really easy.
I'm just going to bring up Nico and Lewis several times in this one because they couldn't help but hit each other.
Oh yeah, I was in a. That was the race I saw. So.
Yeah, it was the one you saw live.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, that's why it's such a big time for the Dutch people. You know, getting the first win, first Red Bull drive, such things.
See, the first win I saw was Hamilton winning when Rosberg retired in Silverstone. That was fantastic. Blasman K on the attack now on chain game, trying to catch up to the Mercedes. Mercedes at this point in time looking so much faster. Ryan Van Doom looking to pass him as well.
GA has made a mistake. Compromises the turn out for Alson A. Alson A was trying to set up a move to 30, which he actually tries on now into turn 1.
So is he doing his best? He turns into the Renault. Smelly Badger moving a position now, passing T. Jonas and GA on the attack. The pink Power Ranger looking to pass him as soon as he possibly can. But Mickey Soldier, he's just been passed by Gaming Things further up the road. JB Ogano, big mistake from the Williams. He has caught the car as T. Jonas drops down another position. Has he got a problem with that McLaren? Do you think his tyres are worn already?
Maybe. He's one of the few driving on the super soft, so yeah, it looks like he just doesn't have the grip at the moment.
People agreeing with me, saying his tyres have gone outside, catching up and passing 30. 30 is out of the race! 30 is out of the Grand Prix, and that's not brought out the safety car. But what a hit at Black MK with a time penalty as he charges to try and get closer to Chain Gang. Chain Gang off the corners, incredibly fast here, the Dutch driver looking to push as hard as he can. Now, Steve Pasley, championship leader, looking to pass off former championship leader. The Primary Rex under pressure from the Renault. Renault power against Honda power, pulling to the outside is Steve Pasley. And Ryan Van Doom, Primary Rex losing the position to the Irishman. Few drivers into pit lane already.
Multiple drivers now going into the pits.
Is that lag? That's a lag out. Dr. Special Energy has lagged out and left the session. Hopefully he can return. The top 3 have scored away. 4.6 seconds is the gap between the top 3 and Steve Pasley.
So Gaming Things already P9 currently. So he's flying.
Running the alternate strategy as well with the medium combat tyres. He's going to try and go as long as he possibly can in this race. As the top 3 right now seem to be stuck in a little bit of a train.
Primal Rex almost missing it on the back DRS straight on the exit.
He's turning into me. I'm making him into me slightly. He's starting to make noises. Sector 2's yellow flags are waving. Who is it? It's T. Jonas. T. Jonas is in the gravel. That McLaren's rear end. He's just come out of the pits as well. Oof. The tyres were not ready, they were not heated up, and he pushed a little bit too hard on his steering wheel. Still getting used to that new piece of equipment he's got. He does have a Ferrari badge in it, that might be why he's doing terrible.
Yeah, I think at the moment he is not good enough to compete in the GP2 series, I think, with the wheel yet.
Smelly Badger down the inside of Primary Rex. Primary Rex has been run wide! And Smelly Badger does end up taking the position. Maybe Primary Rex has outbroke himself a little bit there. So the gap has formed at the top. Ryan Van Doom has dropped back a little bit from Blaz MK as Blaz MK tries to stay as hard as the Chain Game is doing a fantastic job. Are we boring you, twat?
No, you're not. I'm just fixing my time schedule and stuff.
I'm bullying the Dutchman.
No, I'm my sleeping schedule has been the greatest lately, so.
Can you do me a favour quickly? Can you just check we have a sector 3 yellow flag? T. Jonas is retired from the session, he's had enough. I was just going to say, can you have a look at him, but he is now out of the session. And actually, Chain Game has got a better run now. Baz K looks to have made a mistake. And now, Ryan Van Doom is going to be the one to try and pass the Chain Game. Has actually turned up the engine. He has pulled out a 1.3 second gap from the car behind. And now Alco on the charge, trying to pass our favourite supervillain. Alco charging up the Portuguese driver, looking to chuck it up the inside of the Briton. The Briton goes to defend, just lets him by as he just has no response. He's going to try and defend in the braking zone. They almost come to contact. They're being squeezed and Pyrex bites back going, no, that you cannot just squeeze me towards the curb. That almost ended in a Lance Stroll, Lando Norris situation there.
And now Emil Verby going straight past Saikimic, just way ahead immediately. I think the DRS is really OP at this track, at least in the...
Emil's struggling now, he's struggling on grip. Here comes Saikimic down the inside at turn 3, or turn 4, I do apologise. I can count. He's going back down the inside at turn 5. He is going to make contact if he's not careful. The Haas, he's hounded the pink Power Ranger out of the way. And the American-owned team just slicing his way through. And Emil dive-bombing every chance he gets to try and make a move sooner. Here's Alco once more on Pro Rex. What an enthralling Grand Prix. And Jordan saying he's able to rejoice.
Alco hitting Prime Rex.
And Pro Rex trying to work out what he's doing there. Trying to gain back his speed. Alco with the power in the McLaren, charging on, DRS open on his car as he's going to get close. Right by doing a time penalty. This time Alco wants to get the move done soon because there's Laserlord right behind him. It could be a 2-for-1 for Laserlord. Down the inside there is contact between the McLaren and Toro defending for all his might on the inside. Now Laserlord trying to go around the outside. 223 is battling a number 15, and there he goes. Alco giving up the position to Laserlord, the Alfa Romeo, and now Pro Rex is going to be facing an Italian charge rather than a British one. Two Italian teams battling each other. Well, technically Swiss. So Jordan Dr. Special Energy saying that he's unable to rejoin the session. So that's his race run. And that's unfortunate for the British driver. Look at the gap at the top. It's being confirmed that Chango's doing the best job he can from Blazo-K, isn't he?
Yeah, I think he's driving just at the max, so Blazo-K doing a brilliant job at... Oh, as he makes a mistake now. Oh,
I see. The commentator curse has come in.
So, I'll probably get a few angry messages from T. Jonas later on, I think, for saying that he isn't good enough on the steering wheel just yet.
On that subject, here comes Laserlord attacking Pro Rex, going around the outside. He's choosing to go around the outside. Pro Rex is not going to give it up, but he has the preferred line on the inside. But Laserlord swinging past the outside, and Alco missing the corner completely, having to take to the bollards. And he has made it through, passing over the speed bumps. And now he's going to ruin that mistake. Here's Pro Rex charging up past Laserlord. Or trying to, at least. Emil losing a position to Saikimic. People dive bombing now. It has become that kind of Grand Prix.
Oh, Emil Verby and Saikimic again fighting for position into turn 1.
Emil is doing the best he can, but he's closing the door.
Oh, Saikimic is there. Oh, brilliant move up the inside in turn 3.
Emil down the inside once more. There's going to be contact if we're not careful. There must have been a little bit of netcode issue there. Oh, he's wide! Well done to Emil to catch that, though. If he kept his foot in, he probably could have taken Saikimic out there, but he did very well. No, certainly we can see that, mate. We know T. Jonas's actually in the chat as well with us. That's why we were talking about it. We weren't talking about you. When we mentioned the wheel situation, T. Jonas having a wheel, now he's learning on that situation. But now, Smelly Badger is the first driver in the top 10 to pit, and now, same with Alco, are going to be under pressure to see what they can do. Is that leaning towards a 2-stop strategy, or can the medium tyres take it another 23 laps? I believe they can, can't they, Twan?
Yeah, probably. Hopefully. So Smell Badger and Alco into the pits now.
Here's probably Rex. He's dropping back a little bit now from Laserlord. And the gap at the top of the field spreading to almost 2 seconds. And that's Chain going wow as he started ahead of Blazo-K and Ryan Van Doom. It's those top 3 in basically the same position as when they started. Here's Saikimic.
Oh man, Emil Verby and Saikimic just can't catch a break now. They just fighting for a position all the time now.
Just gonna have to say, Daniel, that's one. I shouldn't have to warn you again. I hope you remember the chat rules I reinforced, but that's one. There's your warning. Next time you'll have a timeout. JB Hogan on the attack of Meaty Soldier as he comes up behind, and BlazMK pits to try and go for the undercut strategy as Pro Oliver losing some time to GA. Pro Oliver with damage front wing as well.
Yeah, he hasn't pitted yet, has he?
No, he hasn't. BlazMK into pit lane now. He's trying to go for the undercut strategy on Ryan Van Doom and Chain Game. Maybe Chain Game will respond this lap. Can you just keep an eye on our race leader, see if he does respond, as Oliver and GA do both pull into pit lane now.
So, like, half an hour ago you asked me to look at something, and then you got caught up with something else? Yeah, you did. Could you please look at, and then you...
I think I was just talking about...
do you remember?
No, I don't remember anything, to be honest. I don't remember what happened 2 minutes ago, mate, so that's nothing to do with you. I'm just terrible at remembering things. Oh dear, Oliver! That can't be... no. Do you see that?
Yeah, I do.
For those of you who can't see what I'm on about, Oliver has selected the intermediate tyres. There's a mistake there for the Red Bull team. GA's made it wrong as well.
Spinning!
He's lost it on his own, which is funny because Oliver, who's on the intermediate tyres, hasn't lost it yet. And Chain Game Wow does pull into pit lane to respond. Where is BlazMK? BlazMK has lost a lot of time. He will not be beaten out of the pit lane. He will not be beaten out by Chain Game. Actually, it's going to be close. I do apologise for this. Here he comes, BlazMK on the run down towards turn 1 through the final corner now. He's got to make it past that Mercedes to make this strategy worth it. No DRS to assist him. Charging down towards turn 1. Where is the Mercedes? He's now on track. Mercedes have jumped him. A better stop for the Mercedes in Chain Game. Will retain his current P1 status once all the pit crews have been sorted.
So do you think Pro Oliver tried to select the mediums and then made it wrong? I
think there has been a mistake on the Red Bull pit lane. I think this is pretty much equivalent to 2016 in Monaco Grand Prix when they didn't have the tyres ready, and Pro Oliver is going to be thinking, what the hell have you done to me? I think Pro Oliver at this point will be looking to go to Renault at the end of the season. He's continuing on.
He's continuing on.
I wonder if the race director will have a word with him about this, because this is
oh wow.
I wonder if that will come with that. Oh, okay, Daniel. Saying the track. Yeah, the track is not the greatest, but right now SFI is showing why it's really fun. Laserlord again having a struggle on. Oh, he's got more damage on his front wing. Laserlord losing position to Emil now, who doesn't have a damaged front wing. Laserlord trying to come back at him, pushing hard.
Primal Rex into the pits. BlazMK is heading the fast lap.
There we go. I sort of had dropped a hint towards the race director. Hopefully he got that hint. I know he's watching tonight. Laserlord still under the attack. He has a damaged front wing at this point now, so the Alfa Romeo can be very slippy in a straight line. He's into pit lane though, same with Emil. He's got to be careful though, because this pit lane does jump out. We saw Fernando Alonso almost bidding at his home Grand Prix a few seasons back. Austin Senegal on the attack now of Progress, who has just come out of pit lane.
So,
remember, those people touching a while to heat up.
See Pasley by, that's good at least. I have no idea why it's going on to the intermediates.
I don't either.
You probably be questioned.
Yeah, I believe the race director might have a word with it.
Yeah.
Well, Mr. Him, what did I say? It's not on screen or anything right now, Lee. I mean, you know, I know you're Northern. That's no offense to all Northern folk. That's just Lee. He's just a bit dim. On the attack now is also Senegal trying to get on the back of Pro Rex, who has obviously been on those tyres now for a couple of corners. They're starting to heat up now, and Alson just not got the pace as Ryan Van Doom goes on for a 14th lap as Chain Game Wow is the fastest man on track. A 13th lap, sorry, on the soft tyre he then started the race on.
I think you're saying it wrong. It's not Chain Game Woo, is it?
I don't know anymore.
Is it Wow or Woo?
At this point, I'm just gonna call him Robin at this point. There's so many names on this thing that I've got to remember. Some of them get wrong. Look at that right now.
Didn't we come to an agreement that it was Wu?
I think I come to an agreement with everything every other week. Oliver has pitted now and gone into the medium tyres, so a small stint on the intermediate tyres. Remarkable though that he didn't actually break the car, because I think if you or I had been driving that, we've always span off and crashed the car. But props to Oliver. Maybe he was waiting for them to actually get them back. Oh, he's made a mistake though. He's under pressure from is that Hegloof? No, it's not. It is Private Rex. Do apologise.
Wait, what? Private Rex. So he has blue flags now.
Private Rex has blue flags, is it?
Oliver has blue flags.
You can tell it's been a long week. Ryan Van Doom pulls into pit lane, and that's disastrous! A 5-second stop-and-go penalty for speeding into pit lane. Ryan Van Doom's going to be ruining that mistake. And now returning to our race lead is Chain Game. The next driver taking it.
So what's the rule for it? If you don't pit, does it just convert to a normal 5-second penalty, or does it convert to a 10-second time penalty?
See, now I always thought it converted to a 10-second time penalty. People are saying it converts to a 5-second time penalty. I honestly don't know. So we'll see what happens at the end of the race.
Yeah, because I was convinced that it was just converting to a 5-second penalty, but then you said it was a 10-second time penalty.
I thought it stacked, to be honest, but that might just be me. Gamey Things has pitted. He's on fresh, soft tyres. Few notes there. Apparently, Smelly Badger's tyres will not make it to the end, according to God Colours from GP2. I definitely think that Gamey Things will have to be seen in pit lane once more on those soft tyres. We saw how bad they were degrading earlier on in the race, and now we have a race on our hands. Everyone has pitted at least once. It converts to a 5-second stop and go penalty. See, this is the same thing. Converts to a 5-second stop and go penalty, to a 5-second time penalty in the race rather than a 10-second penalty. That was on 2017.
So that's interesting. So has that also been reintroduced or the rule been changed in real Formula 1 then, or? To
be completely honest, we don't normally see drivers make that mistake in Formula 1, so I think Codemasters just change it up a little bit sometimes.
Okay.
I don't know, to be completely honest.
Oh, Alco missing again, sliding a lot into the last part of the lap.
So let's throw in through the drivers we have in this race at this point in time. Here are the standings they are. Chain Game Wow is in P1 ahead of Blaz MK in P2. Ryan Van Zoom now carrying a 5-second penalty is in P3, and CPazzy is in P4. Smelly Badger is in P5. Primary Rex is in P6. Gaming Things is in P7. Alco is in P8. JBL is in P9, and Psychomich in the final points paying position in P10. Outside of the points, Alston Sudigal is in P11. Hegloof is in P12, Laserlord is in P13, though it won't be Laserlord in P13 for much longer. It's going to be Laserlord in P12 for now. Hegloof losing that position. Hegloof obviously making a mistake on lap 1. And Hegloof struggling on the braking there. Hegloof in P13, Emil in P14, Meteor Soldier in P15, GA in P16, Pro Oliver in the final position in P17. Drivers who will not make it to the checkered flag. Dr. Special Energy, T. Jones and 30 will not make it to the checkered flag in this race. And breathe for 2 minutes, JB.
I don't think you can breathe just yet, because Gaming Things is right at the back of Primal Rex into the start-finish straight, which has DRS.
What a quality segue there for you. You get a gold star. Gaming Things are fast man on track now with DRS. But look at that Primal Rex, getting a bout of DRS as well as they pass GA. GA who lifted off to let these go through, and now Gaming Things have got to make the move stick further on.
Yeah, so GA helping Primal Rex loads, at least on this lap.
Yeah,
with the
Gaming
DRS.
Things, he's going to be frustrated. He wants to get past Primal Rex as soon as possible to try and get a top 5 position finish. That would be amazing for the Mercedes driver, wouldn't it? To just get a top 5 finish.
Yeah, I mean, top 5 finish is always good, you know.
Definitely is. So Gaming Things once more on the attack, the 59 car. Isn't it funny that the Mercedes run 58 and 59? More Primal Rex aggressively to the outside and then back towards the inside as he lost the car just a little bit. Blue flags waving from the drivers behind the track, and now Laserlord on the assault wants to get past Alsan as soon as possible. And the gap's forming. A 7-second gap at the top as Chain Game has now got a brilliant gap to BlazMK, who's second in the championship, looking to enforce his position on Cpazli. A 15-point gap is in the championship battle right now. And Cpazli, I think he's still ahead if it finished how it was.
So Gamey thinks again trying a move on Primex. Now this time is way closer, and he's right past. I think, yeah, cleanly passed already before the braking zone.
The Mercedes doing its best to get through past the Toro Rosso. And
Alsan spinning.
Outside in the barrier. Two drivers making mistakes there. Meeting Soldier is out of the session. We'll see if we can find out where the stricken car is on board with Pro Oliver. Where is that Ferrari? Should be around here somewhere. I think it's further. I think he's lost it where I lost it.
I'm looking for it.
Yeah, no, it is. He lost it just on the outside. So he's skimmed the curb. He's gone into the barrier. And Meteor Soldier is out of it, and Alsan with a damaged front wing is now under pressure from Emil. Excuse me for if I go silent for just a second, it's probably because I'm muting my mic, because I feel like I might have a sneeze coming on. Oh, I hate summer. I really do. All I get is allergies. So silent.
Alco going a bit wide.
Well, Alco doesn't have a damage from me from what we can see. The McLaren trying to through head loop with a time penalty in P12. The Laser Lord charging closer and closer. This might be a move now between the Alfa Romeo, who might be demoting Psychomich out of the points and taking that point for himself sooner rather than later. Psychomich on 6-lap old softs versus 5-lap old mediums. Maybe the medium tires at this point in the race are much faster. The temperature seems to have dropped here in Spain since the start.
Oh, Emil Verby spinning on the curbs.
Emil,
yeah.
He did a good job to catch it. Whoa, he has cut that corner heavily though. Here's Laserlord down the inside of Psychomich. Psychomich aggressively looking towards the inside. Laserlord cutting his nose off there a little bit. But no damage done to Psychomich's Haas.
And Hegno for the second time now into the pits. So he will probably end on that stint.
Yeah, he's going to do 13 laps on those tyres. It's going to be close, I think. Those tyres might struggle towards the end of the race. And now Ryan Van Doom is on a charge. 5-lap old soft tyres. Looking to pass BlazMK as soon as possible. Distant toe coming from the Williams as we go back to look at velocity heights of the podium. We normally look further down the grid, and now we see what can Ryan Van Doom get up to. He's closer than ever to BlazMK. Maybe Blaz is on the struggle on his mediums.
Ooh, I'm looking at Alsan. He has actually, I think he styled his helmet after the Renault, I think.
That's not really what I do to get it to match the cars. I like it when it matches the car.
That's cool.
Feel better. Makes you feel better about being slow, to be completely honest. Well, in fairness, in my last race I did, it was a brilliant drive actually. I went from P11 on the first lap to P4, then P3, then P1, then finished P6 because I was on the alternate strategy. But then
that's good.
Yes, happy about that. Now Ryan Van Doom looking to pass BlazMK as soon as possible. I don't dare ask you about your last race because it was about 5 years ago.
Yeah, I can't remember. I just can remember my best start. I think it was 12 positions in 18 seconds, I think it was.
Nice jump start then. BlazMK aggressively to the inside.
I didn't.
With DRS open, we'll go through that in a minute because Ryan Van Doom is going to try and go around the outside of the Croatian driver. And BlazMK does let him through, but after an aggressive defence, we might be seeing BlazMK and Ryan Van Doom coming to battle each other once more in the Grand Prix.
So you're just assuming that I had a head start?
Were you in a Mercedes?
No, it was equal cars, and it was USA, and it was my second or third league race.
I just got a huge shudder as I remembered my last race at USA. was not a brilliant race. you want to see that, look up season 1. I think it was USA in SFR. That was yeah. I spent most of my time spinning. JB Ogan pulls into pit lane, dropping down a couple of positions. He might even lose a position. The Psycho Mage there. Yeah, he might get close actually. Yeah, he has lost a position now. Still looking at Blazem K as he gets closer towards Ryan Van Doom. Maybe this time round, Ryan has not stretched apart the gap that he needed.
Oh, what's that? Prime Vorex out.
No! Prime Vorex out higher up, and he's lost it at the rear end. He's lost the rear end at turn 3. And that is going to be detriment there for Alex. He's going to be so annoyed with himself because he was doing so well. I assume we'll hear a radio message in the chat in a minute. Blazem K hunting down. Beast Soldier leaving the session. There it is. G. John is saying that he took you out deliberately. Hal, can you make sure that you saved that footage? Just save that now if you do me a favour. Obviously we have a few admins obviously watching the race right now. We have a few race directors and stewards watching the race. I won't mention who's who. You know who the admins are in SFR though. And there's one sat looking at drivers now. Anyway, off that subject. Blazem K.
Sorry, I'm looking at Blazem K.
Yes. Blazem K looking to pass Ryan Van Doom as soon as he can. But I don't know, it's a weird situation. Because we got 1 second, 12 laps to go on the race. And I wonder if Ryan Van Doom's tyres are going to make it or not. Remember, he is holding that penalty. And Chain Game has not put a foot wrong in P1. He's not got a penalty himself yet.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that. I think most of the one-stoppers have to come in for one more set of tires, I think, unless they started on the mediums. So either the soft to mediums or mediums to softs, I think, could get one stop.
Well, a more consensus coming in saying that Ryan Van Doom will pit and go for the super soft tyres and charge through the field. Gamey Things, I think, is in the same boat. I don't think he'll be able to make it either. Ryan Van Doom started on the softs, of course. Good note there from Gold Colours. So he will have to stop again and choose a different compound of tyres. This is the closest battle on track. It's for P3 as they get past Hegloof there in P13. He's still got a chance of points.
Blazem K as well.
Blazem K's rear end is starting to get a little bit dicey. I wonder if that Williams is going through a little phase when those tyres aren't brilliant. Because if you recall, the tyres are much like the intermediate tyres, at least in my opinion. With the medium tyres, they sort of come in waves of how good they are.
Yeah, you often have a really cold start on the cold tires. They have a span of like 2-3 laps where you have to really get the temperatures in, and then they become really good. Then they collapse a bit, and then they come a bit back again. Well,
if you said that, I'll give you a fair warning, mate. I did 24 laps on the hard tyres at Silverstone once, and that was an experience.
Which track did you say?
Silverstone. Smelly Badger pulling into pit lane.
Isn't there super soft there as well?
There are. It's super soft. No, I think it's soft, medium, hard. No.
Yeah,
So soft tyres on the Ferraris. He pulls onto the road.
Which tracks have the super hards then?
No one took the super hards. It was just Pirelli being Pirelli.
Oh, okay. So there was a pair of super hards, but it was never used.
No, they were never used.
Or wasn't it used because the tires were good enough on the softer compounds?
Well, they were never used purely because they could never get they theoretically could never get temperature into the tires because they were so hard.
Okay.
Yeah. But then there was a few times when obviously we saw tyres degrading so fast that we were thinking, bring the super hard tyres. But now, I think Ryan Van Doom has really helped out Chain Game in P1. He's really helped him out, and he has gone. I think this will really help him.
Getting a spin, almost at least. He just got caught on a curb in the last corner now.
He's on the attack though. He's going to have Ryan Van Doom sooner rather than later as Psychowicz pulls into pit lane to go for a medium lap tyres. And a 5 second stop again penalty for JB Ogun for ignoring blue flags for the race leader there. And Blaz and Kate on the attack. Just take us through this, will you? Can you, Twan? I'm trying to remember who you are for a second. I do apologise.
The Blazen Kane Ryan Van Doom, or
yeah, please, yeah.
All right, so let's see. Blazen Kane now getting into the DRS zone of Ryan Van Doom, closing in. Oh, Ryan Van Doom going defensive, and Blazen Kane really struggling on his tires at the moment. He's really not having a good time on them. So the question now is who will get the best way out of this last corner, and Ryan Van Doom catching a bit of dirt there, so I think Blazem K will try to get up for a move now, and he tries to go on the outside now.
What a great move for him, but he's not left much room on the inside.
Oh, Ryan,
very well
almost
done.
Losing it.
Very well done for both of them there, not to hit each other. Ryan now on the attack, trying to get past Blaz as soon as he can. Sorry to steal your thunder there, Twan.
Oh, no problem, no problem. At least for myself, it's more entertaining to hear you commentate than myself, at least.
Yeah, you're absolutely fine.
Just struggling for getting words out sometimes.
Absolutely fine. Sometimes I need subtitles. So lap 26 out of 20 out of 33 here in SFR round 10 of the GP3 Championship. On the hunt is Blaz K looking to pass, Ryan Van Doom looking to pass Blaz K, but I think we'll see Ryan destined for pit lane this lap, and there it is. So now Ryan's going to fight Steve Pasley to get back onto the podium. He's also going to fight a few drivers, and Progress has left the session. And no!
Oh,
that's definitely 10 seconds now!
That's the second time now.
Oh
man.
He pushed a little bit too hard there. I think he must have missed his point there. Yeah, I don't know. There wasn't much evidence of braking there.
Yeah, he may not. I don't know.
We'll discuss that later on.
He knows that the pit limiter is turned to manual, right?
Yeah, every driver knows that. It might just be a mistake where he just was looking at something else. He got distracted by someone else, and he just missed a point. You know.
Yeah.
It's easily done. Gaming Things has pitted now. Gone for the super soft tyres. Now charging round. So Ryan Van Doom will be battling against Steve Pasley soon. He's got 18 seconds though to the car in front. Can he do it with the minimal laps we have left?
So now people really getting at a stage where everyone are just driving in their own air pockets, as we so often see on this game, to the middle normally of the race. But for this time, we have held out for a long time before getting to this stage.
Race Director Lunel opening up his little can of worms here, saying, is the brake marker board there? Because apparently the line sneaks up on him. Obviously, I've not driven this track in a while, Twan hasn't driven this track in a while, so it may be that brake marker board being gone has cost him that point. Maybe it was gone early on in the Grand Prix. That might be why he got it twice there. But, you know, things happen. So Ryan Van Doom will struggle if he gets close enough to get on the podium tonight, won't he?
Yeah, I think he could get it, maybe.
The brake marker is still there. 80 km/h brake marker board.
Yeah, there are still multiple people going on really older tires. I mean, the top 3 are going on so old tires. They may begin to struggle a lot here, so it's not yet over for Ryan.
We just switched on board, which he found he had a big wiggle on the rear end. As I just heard that Lee Noel is going to abuse me for liking Doctor Who. I like Doctor Who. We're not getting into that conversation again, Lee. Because you don't like Star Wars, you don't like Doctor Who. Pro Oliver retiring for the session somewhere. No yellow flags though, so I'm not sure. Can you just have a look on GA's footage where Pro Oliver is for me?
GA?
Yeah, see if you can see the stricken Red Bull somewhere. JB Hogan going wide, catching out the car as he heads towards trying to get past Alsan. Alsan unfortunately lap hold tyres. He's only on 7, so half the distance there. Half tyre difference. And Ryan Van Du is the fastest man on track in P1. And he's looking to pass Steve Hasley soon. But has he left it too late to pit?
Oh, so GA waving for some reason. Okay, so Pro Oliver has lost it and cornered before the arrest rate.
Easily done. Same corner as Meaty Soldier then. Everyone knows I like Doctor Who. Leave me alone.
So J Bogan now getting up to the back of Alsan.
Yeah, but he made a mistake there. That's going to cost him time catching Alsan. Holland versus Norway here. French versus British.
It's a win-win situation.
Well. See, Twan's happy either way. They're both going to move up one position though by Laser Lord pulling into pit lane. DRS does not open on JB Hogan's car though.
I'll have to root for the TNR guys. I mean, I'm in team with them, so.
Not biased commentary at all here at SFR.
Not at all.
He's sat there. Oh,
J Bogan making a mistake
just lost
now.
The chat. Give me a second. So there's Twan who's sat there like I support the TNR drivers. I'm saying like I like Williams. Big mistake there for JB. Unfortunately, I missed it, so I'll have to look back at that. Sad face. But now drivers pushing on as hard as they can. And right now, we're at lap 30 out of 33, and Chain Gang Wow is doing a fantastic job from pole and potentially looking to the win. The lap, though, not over still. 4 laps to go in this Grand Prix. And what an enthralling Grand Prix this has been. DRS open this time on the Williams as he gets closer to Arsene Senegal's rear end.
Yeah, also Emil Verby getting pretty close to Psychomich now, so they again are trying to have a battle for the 100th time or something like that.
Battle 4,000,002 between these two drivers, and Emil, look, he's pushing hard. Look at his ERS uses. But he's looking to pass to Britain as soon as he can for P12.
Oof. Emil Verby just getting on the curb there. That's not the best of things.
JB Hogan, something's happened with JB. What on earth's happened here? I'm going to now just put a little message in. T. Jonas, did you manage to catch an eye on what happened to JB there? Just suddenly he was ghosted and locked off. He's crashing himself out! Now the inside comes Emil, and that's 2 drivers, and that will be penalty points awarded by the stewards. We don't give a, we really don't care, as I said to myself there, what mood you're in, why you crash yourself out. You will receive a penalty, especially there, and what would be interesting to see what happened there.
Yeah, unless, is he driving on a pad or
there's
on a
no
wheel?
excuse. There's no excuse, zero excuse for crashing yourself out. It's always been a rule against it in SFR.
Yeah.
Ever since season 1. Zero excuses. Emil with a time penalty there. And that was very blatant. I don't think there's any way I could ever change what happened there.
I have no idea what it is. Huh.
There's a lot now the fastest man on track. Yeah, it surprised me as well. I've got my eye and trying to get into contact with T. Jonas, who I think is still in the session. He has jumped in, bit extreme. He tried to kill his driver there. Yeah, well, Daniel, I think we'll leave that to the stewards now. I've said my piece. Tran said his piece. We don't need any more. To be honest, I think we've all had a bit of a shock with that movement there. So Sajkovic on the attack. He's dropped down. Lots of gaps formed now in the race, and I think Ryan Van Doom, he's passing laps cars now. I very much doubt that we'll see him on the podium tonight. Lap 32 out of 33, and here's Chain Game. He's coming through on the penultimate lap. He's looking to take his first victory in SFR, and what a way to do it, from pole to the win. But he's still got one more tour of this track to complete after this one.
Yeah, and also a good job from Gaming Things. He could even get 5th if he's fast enough now. He's on the super softs, whilst, let's see, Smelly Badger's on the softs. So he may even get 5th. So from getting from dead last to 5th would be amazing for him.
Starting the final lap now is the other Mercedes, Chain Game. For the first time ever, he's leading the race at the final lap. He's only got one more tour. He's got 10-second gap. He can just ease it round this lap and not come into too much trouble with his tyres. We'll hopefully have a chat with him at the end of the race if he does finish on the podium. There's still time to go. Here's Gaming Things on the hunt. He's a little bit further back than Smelly Badger.
Yeah, Gaming Things looks to be getting... I don't know if it's deliberately, but he lost like 2 seconds.
I very much doubt he did it.
1 second.
With Gaming Things.
Winning short time, so.
I think it's down to his tyres. His tyres are starting to get very worn. He might have had a half spin as well.
Yeah.
But now coming up towards the DRS straight, the midway through this track, pushing as hard as he can, is Chain Game with a 10.7 gap into the final sector, but the race is not over. Emil looking for points now in P11. He's right behind Headless. They've still got one more lap to complete, these guys. They will be finishing the race on this lap. Now they're close to Hegloof, but Chain Game, wow, rounding the final corner. It's been an astonishing race for him. Pole, and now the win. He's weaving. He may have reached the limit too early. He's crossing the line off the grass. Chain Game, wow, has won the Grand Prix here in Spain. It's Mercedes 1 ahead of Williams 2. And the championship leader, Steve Pasley, is going to be in P3 from Ryan Van Doom, who's potentially going to finish in P5 if he's not careful.
Oh.
Steve Pasley catching the car across the line. Everyone pushing as hard as they can there. Hegloof will resign himself and keep P. No, he won't. Alsan is finishing P10. Emil dropping back 3 seconds away. Laserlord finishing in P8 by the looks of it. Yeah, he's still got a little bit to finish the race. Whew. What
yeah, so Smelly Badger getting P4, actually.
Smelly Badger with the penalties enforced. He has taken P4. And Chain Game, wow, is now our race winner in Spain. What a fantastic race.
It's really well deserved for him. He was definitely the strongest driver today, I think.
He definitely was. He was the one to beat, and today he was unbeaten. Chain Game, well, you are a winner in SFR GP3. Well done, sir. Have a good time. You join an exclusive club in SFR, which I am yet to join, even though I'm a champion. Alson saying yes, footage of JB Elgin's crash. To be completely honest, Alson, do you have footage of what caused it? Because we need to know what caused it first to cause him to do that. But there he is. Chain Game on P1, a Dutch winner at the Spanish Grand Prix, where we saw a Dutch winner win in Formula 1 a few seasons back. Blaz MK in P2 and the championship leader in P3. I think Pasley might still retain his championship lead for P3 ahead of Blaz MK. What an exciting race there, Twab.
Yeah, good race as always. I mean, SFR always delivers lately, so it's good.
Alright, so barring any serious investigations, let's run through the finishing order. Chain Game starting where he finished in P1, winning the race ahead of Blaz MK, also starting where he finished in P2. C. Pasley having a brilliant drive from P5 into P3, Smelly Badger into P4. Ryan Van Doom dropping to P5. Gaming Things in P6 from P19, very well done to him. Alco in P7, Laserlord in P8, Alsan in P9, Hegloof scoring points for the first time in a while in P10. Outside of the points, it was Sajkovic in P11, Emil in P12, GA in P13. Drivers who did not finish this race were Dr. Special Energy, JB Ogren, Paul Oliver, Primary Rex, Meaty Soldier, and T. Jonas, and Cersei as well did not make it to the checkered flag. And relax. What an astonishing Grand Prix, but we're not done. Let's have a chat with these drivers once we get back to the lobby. So,
Wait,
let's
what?
get them in.
Okay.
Robin saying he had a Lewis Hamilton race. We'll send him an invite. Let's get him in. Would you like to head the interviews tonight? I don't normally head interviews. I don't normally let you, but would you like to tonight? I just realised you're leading the chat. You're leading the party, so I've got to.
Oh yeah.
I've got to suggest them and invite you. So you'll get to top 3. You will get an invite from Hegloof tonight. Hegloof from what you call what's your name? Twan. That's who you are. I'm getting them all mixed up. Oh, I do apologise.
Hello.
Several different times I tried to work out what his name was. There you suggested all 3. Whew.
Let's see. One more Blasm K. There you go. That's all of them.
Oh.
There you go. See Pasley joining us today.
So Pasley doing well to join us. I've just seen that they've announced what the Rio Formula 1 track looks like, and I don't like it. It looks like a motorbike track.
Isn't it? Is it different now?
Well, there's talk that Interlagos is going to be moved, and they're going to have it on like alternating what's it called? Races. Alternating races with having it at Rio and then at Interlagos next year.
Oh, okay.
As Chain Game joins us, we'll see if Blaz and K joins us just to make sure. We'll just check. We know, C. Pasley, you probably got your voice set to share because you don't normally change anything, because you don't normally join us, do you?
Yeah, it's on share, I think.
Alright, and we'll just check. Robin, have you got your voice set to share?
What?
Is your voice set to share, my friend?
Probably.
I always forget how deep your voice is. We'll just see if Blaz and K will join us. Just give us a moment.
This testosterone.
Stronger than mine. Well, what we'll do, we'll start the interviews and we'll see what we can do. So, C. Pasley, 5th to 3rd. Your championship charge is well and truly alive at this point, isn't it? But you didn't get the hat trick. How does this feel?
I wasn't really looking for it today, to be honest. Happy enough with P3, didn't think I'd get as high as I did.
See, you say that a lot, right? Are you ever going to actually think you're going to get on the podium?
So I was playing it safe today, and I was just trying to get some points to keep the championship.
So, coming into this race, you were 15 points ahead. I don't know what the gap is right now, but do you think that this battle is going to go right down to the wire in Brazil?
I think it might, yeah. I'm happy enough to only lose 3 points to Blaz.
Blaz and K obviously not joining us in the Williams, but how do you feel the whole race went? Because we didn't really see much of you. You were sort of like driving on your own again.
Yeah, pretty much. I think I had 1 or 2 battles on the first stint, and then it was just clean for the second stint. Clean drive for the second stint.
Moving on though, looking to next week's race in Japan, are you looking forward to heading over to Asia and having a tackle at Suzuka?
We'll see.
You say that every week. Give us something. I'll lose my job if I don't get something. Come on.
I said enough.
Okay, so I've now just been fired. Yeah, congratulations on P3, C. Pasley. I'll let you go off and sit in the corner and do whatever you do. Like, yeah, they'll put you in the back of a Renault or lorry for a bit, and then they'll recharge you, and maybe you'll be more active. All right, that was mean. I'm sorry, Pasley. Blaz and K hasn't joined us tonight, so we'll skip over him. And well, if it isn't our pole sitter and our winner, Chain Game, how are you doing, my friend?
Fine.
That wasn't the excitement I was expecting. Mate, you just won the Grand Prix. How the hell do you feel?
A good feeling at not really much pressure from Blazer at the beginning, but when the tires were going off, he couldn't catch me anymore and pushed a little bit on the mediums, and that was it, really.
So, you said in the chat to me that you had a Lewis Hamilton-esque drive. Do you think that's because you were just on your own, or was that because you're simply in a Mercedes?
Yeah, boring race at the front. That really. I would have liked to have more battles, but maybe we'll have that in the next race.
Well, on to the next race. Are you looking forward to heading off to Suzuka?
It's one of my favorite tracks, and I have good memories at that track, so we'll see.
Well, what are you expecting? Are you expecting to be on the podium once more, or are you expecting something a little bit better than a podium?
What do you say?
For Suzuka, are you aiming for a podium, or are you aiming for another win to add to your tally?
I will try the same result as today.
Well, nonetheless, it seemed like an easy race for you. Congratulations on winning here at SFR. Well done, my friend.
Thank you.
So that was the podium chat. Well, two of them. The second one didn't join us. Twan, how was that race for you?
Pretty good. It didn't really stand out from any other race, I think, but just a normal solid race as usual.
I think when it comes to this race, it could be more about the off-track controversy rather than the actual racing on track in Formula 1, shouldn't it? It is right now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, nonetheless, next week we're off to Japan with GP3 and GP2. But before we do that, we're heading off to keeping here in Barcelona and letting the GP2 drivers, GP2 drivers have a rack at this track tomorrow night, where we'll see Lionel and T. Jonas, who once again will be in the car racing with his wheels, trying to improve on his time. Maybe we'll see him make it past the 5th lap this time. Twan, potentially we'll be seeing you on the track. What are you looking for if you are racing tomorrow?
If I'm racing tomorrow, I will just be happy to get into the points, to be honest, because I haven't been practicing for I don't know how long it is now, and I'm not even sure if I'll get my racing wheel before like 2 hours ahead of the race or something like that. So if I get my steering wheel done, I'll just be happy to just finish the race and get some points.
Well, that's for tomorrow to look at. Make sure you follow the SFR Twitter at SFRPS4 for any more updates, and take a look at our Facebook page, yes, at SFR, at SpeedForce Racing PS4. My name is JB. Congratulations to all three of the podium citizens, and thank you, Twan, for joining us and hosting tonight.
Pleasure as always.
And we will see you next time for SpeedForce Racing. Have a very nice night, and we'll see you later. Ta-ra, guys!